What is going on, guys? My name is Kyle and you are watching Driven to Own. I know it has been a while. It's been like 3 or so months since I last uploaded, and there's a very good reason for that. And I'm going to show you right now. We bought a truck. Today's a good day. I'm just leaving the bank now. We got a nice fat check, and we're going to pick up a truck today. Proud owners of a truck, baby. We did it, boys. What is going on, everybody? It's Kyle with Driven to Own, and today is a pretty exciting day. It's a little bit before 9 o'clock on this Saturday here, and I'm just running to get a coffee, and then we're going to pick up our truck. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is. Leave a comment down below what you think. No cheating. So it's been a long time coming. I've been working on this for the past couple of weeks, running around looking at trucks, and we finally found the one, and it ended up being the closest one too. Let's go get a coffee, and then I'll catch up with y'all in a little bit. So we're on our way to go pick up my buddy, because he's going to be giving me a ride over there so I can drive the truck back. We're headed over to the cafe right now. We're going to go grab some coffee, maybe a little breakfast, and we'll just drive the truck home. It's not too far. The people that I'm buying it from and where I'm parking the truck, it's only about 10 or so minutes away from each other. So we're just going to send it, and we're going to hope that the rain makes it so we don't have any run-ins with the dog. So we got the truck, and it's parked over at my buddy's shop, which is where we're going to be keeping it until we have a space of our own, because once I have a trailer on there, I can't fit it in my driveway. Unfortunately, I didn't show anything really about me picking it up and stuff, because it's, I don't know if you can see it, but it is pouring rain. We're supposed to get like 1.5 inches of rain today. I mean, I'm surprised I'm not more soaked than I am. So at some point, I'll pop over there, because I got to do some stuff as far as like registering it, insuring it, getting a couple odds and ends together before we get it on the road. So at that point, that's when I can do a walk around, show you guys exactly what we got, and just kind of show you around the truck. But it drives beautifully. It shifts beautifully. It sounds good. It's a little too quiet. We can change that down the line. We got a good network of people that we've been talking to, so I'm excited. We got a lot of content that'll be coming. The owner-operator journey begins. Now all I gotta do is put in my notice, and that's what's gonna suck. They've been really good to me after getting fired. They've taken care of me. I've been treated good. They take good care of their equipment. I have zero complaints about this place that I'm at. The goal is to keep a good relationship with them, because down the line, if I buy a dump trailer, I'd really like to run for them, here and there. Or, just to, it's always about who you know in this industry, not what you know. And that's the biggest thing, is networking and connections. And they got a lot of friends down in this area, so they're a useful relationship to have. So I think it would work in both of our interests in order to keep a relationship. So that's the goal. It just kind of sucks, because they've been really nice and kind to me. And, it always kind of sucks when you leave a place and you like the people that you work with and you work for. So, but this was always the plan all along. It's God's plan for me. We've been praying about it for a long time, and it's just time. So, but we got a tea time in approximately 12 minutes. So, looks like we're playing inside today. But I'll catch up with you guys at a certain point. This is all going to be one video. I'm just reminding myself, this is all going to be one video of a truck reveal type stuff. So I'll catch up with you guys when whatever part is after this. And we are back again. I don't exactly know where the heck I'm throwing this in the video. We are on our way to go get our plates and our IFTA stickers and something else. And then I think, depending on how things go today, I got a call while I'm on my way. I got to call New Hampshire and I got to call Massachusetts because I need to get my overweight permits because we'll be running tri-axle trailers. So we're going to 99,000 and 100,000 depending on the state. Got about an hour and a half. The thing that sucks is that I could mail the stuff in, but it's already been so long. We've already caught so many snags. Like, I just want to get this done. So I've been going back and forth. This is probably my third or fourth time to Augusta this week. An hour and a half both ways. It's like 100 and something miles. So putting a lot of miles on the old girl, spending a lot of money on fuel, but it's all gonna be worth it once we are running the truck. I had one of my buddies go and take the old decals off and throw the new decals on. That was yesterday. It's all cleaned up. He said you can't really see anything on it. He kind of buffed it to the best of his abilities because he's not a super professional. And then I tossed him a couple bucks for doing that. So I'll keep you updated with this journey. We'll go up to the Secretary of State, and I got to pop into one of the offices up here on the way. It's a company that's helping me take care of everything, make sure that I'm compliant, and they're kind of almost like a non-profit. They're just an organization that helps people with an annual membership of like 100 to 150 bucks. So yeah, I'll catch up with y'all in a little bit. All right, so I stopped by and I grabbed my old title and my title application. We're here at the Secretary of State. It is a huge building. I've never been inside one of these giant governmental buildings, so I'm gonna hopefully not get lost. And I hope that this is the only paperwork they need. I have some other stuff, but I emailed everything over, so hopefully we don't need anything else. So wish me luck. We're gonna go in there and we're gonna see what we can do, and hopefully it doesn't take forever. Okay, so we're back. Didn't get the stuff because I'm at the wrong building. Always check your paperwork, because I just typed in on Google. They told me I needed to go to the Secretary of State, so that's where I came to. Apparently it's the wrong building. And then I looked at my paperwork and it's got a different address because apparently the Bureau of Motor Vehicles is different. So yeah, luckily it's only 6 minutes away. So we're gonna just go there and hopefully that's the right building. There's one more building that I've been to before. It's when I had to get my CDL, because I guess that's the only spot you can swap over a CDL from out of state. But that one's always locked, and I think it's appointment only. So we're gonna head over there and we're gonna see if that's the right building. Okay, it was the right building. I sat down, gave them all the paperwork, and then they asked me how I was gonna pay, cash or check, and I have neither. So yeah, so now we're at the post office that doesn't open until noon, and I have 5 minutes to wait because we need to try and get a money order, because with the credit union that I'm a part of, you can only make $1,000 withdrawals at a time from non their branches. We're gonna see if this works, but I am just getting irritated because I'm trying to pay them almost $4,000 in tax and fees and all this nonsense, and they're making me jump through hoops. I don't know why it can't be a simpler process, but wish me luck. What an eventful day so far. So first we went to the wrong building, then we went to the right building, and then I sit down, give her all the stuff. She says, how are you paying, cash or check? I had neither. I was like, I was hoping to do card. She said, no can do. So then the business bank account is at a credit union, and there's only 2 specific branches, but they're a part of the shared branch thing, so you can go to other credit unions and do certain things. So I wasn't thinking about that because I think they had said you could only do $1,000 withdrawal. Well, this is just shy of $5,500. So she said
the woman at the state house said I could go to the post office and get money orders, but I would have to get 6 of them because it's $1,000 each. Go to do that. Only had a $1,500 limit on my debit card. Call the bank. Didn't work. Then I went to the shared branch. They had to verify. Called the call center. Nobody answered. I walked outside, called the call center. Instantly somebody picked up. So I was like, oh my gosh. Went and I grabbed her name and her extension. Went back inside. Went back to the same teller. She was awesome. She kept apologizing. And I'm like, that's not your fault. She called, finally got verified, and we got the check. So now we're on our way back again to the BMV to pay for the plates. And then I was planning on going and getting my overweight permits today, but by the time I get home, it's not going to work. It's not going to happen because it was an hour and a half to get up here. I left my house at 9 o'clock in the morning. It is now 1:15. So by the time all of this gets done and taken care of, and then I get on my way home because I got to fill up the fuel tank, all this stuff, by the time I got back there to try and get over, they're going to be closed, unfortunately. So that's going to have to be potentially a tomorrow issue. But I have to bring the tractor up about 3 hours north to the headquarters of the company I'm hauling for, so they can do their inspection and put the ELD in. So and then go pick up a trailer up there. So as long as get back at a reasonable time, because I'll probably be getting up there first thing in the morning, as long as nothing else goes wrong, I should be okay to do that tomorrow. But who knows? It's just, this is what nobody tells you. I mean, people will tell you about trucking and they'll just be like, oh, I made $15,000 a week. Well, number one, they're not telling you about their expenses. That's their gross. And they also don't show you this part, running around, spending money. I've spent, not including the truck, just on administrative things, probably close to $10,000. And I have not made a dime yet. The truck hasn't left the parking lot yet, other than when I first picked it up, because it doesn't have plates. And there's just all of this stuff that you have to do in order to get plates, and all of this paperwork, and you got to fill out certain forms, and then you need other forms to do certain things, but you can't do that until you have insurance, and then insurance needs these forms, and it's a whole mess. So I very much recommend you, if you're going to do this yourself, research. See if your state has a organization like what I'm using. I'm using the Maine Motor Transportation Association, I believe is what the acronym stands for. It's MMTA. They have been absolutely amazing, super helpful. They're very small, so they get slammed. But the communication back and forth is exceptional, considering the amount of people they help. I can't say enough good things. And they're basically like all of those third-party people when you get your DOT number and your MC that call you and blow your phone up, but they don't do that, and they're a lot cheaper to do all the stuff. I was going to use them if I went on my own, because that was the original plan, and they were going to help me fill out all of the extra stuff for my authority. If you have questions about it, you can ask. You can go in person and talk to them. Obviously, if you're local or semi-local, I mean, I'm an hour and a half away from their facility, so I mean, it's better than emailing sometimes. I just haven't had the time to run up there. All around, great experience. And we're pulling into the BMV now, and I am just hoping that everything goes smoothly now. So, wish me luck, because we're running out of time, because all of these state house places and everything, post offices and credit unions around here close at 4 o'clock. So if I have to keep running around and doing all this stuff, it's not going to go well. And then it will have driven up here for nothing. And then I can't go up tomorrow. So, wish me luck. All right, so after a long process, We've got our plates, we've got our IFTA stickers, we've got the cab card and the registration. We are now legal, and we don't have time to go get our overweight permits. So that's gonna be tomorrow. We're just gonna have to figure that out. Fuel the truck up, maybe get a snack, and we're gonna go home. Because I've had a long day of running around. But that's trucking, man. I mean, granted it was my fault. I didn't bring a cash or a check, but it was just a whole thing, so I don't think everybody would experience this. But I was talking with the woman in there while the other girl was getting the plates and all that stuff, and she was just talking about how great the company that I was talking about is about taking care of everything, informing drivers and company owners about everything that you need to do, giving you lists of forms you need to fill out. So it's a hectic experience. There's a lot of paperwork, but when you're working with the right people and you're respectful, like at the BMV, we were laughing and hooting and hollering for 15 minutes while I was waiting for my plate. So as long as you just have a good attitude about it, even if you're getting frustrated, that's all you really can do. So we're gonna make our way home and figure it out from there. So I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit.
Well, we're waiting.
Finally, the hard work, putting money aside, the research, everything like that has been not in vain, and we finally got ourselves a truck and we are on our own. So without further ado, let's go check it out. We're actually here at the shop. I gotta fix a couple things. I gotta fix the airbag leveler in the rear, and so it would piss out all the air. So it's being held on by zip ties currently, which is technically a no-no, but always keep zip ties with you, which I actually forgot to buy more. I just left Home Depot a little while ago. Always keep zip ties with you. You never know when you're gonna need them. I was able to limp it home. Unfortunately, I blew out a couple holes in the rear fender. I'm gonna replace those eventually at some point. So yeah, let's go take a look at the truck. Now, I think I said it before in one of the other videos, but now we actually have a truck. I was looking at all different sorts, Pete's, Internationals, older Internationals, and older Freightliners like Classics and things like that. Almost bought a cab over just because I thought that'd be cool. Jump out the truck here. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen. This is our 2007 Kenworth W900. Got a 240-inch wheelbase. Got a 2-line wet kit. Just a little dirty on the inside. I don't exactly know what the dash is called, like the different trim levels as far as Kenworths go. We got the button tuck roof. The guy at the dealership told me that this is the highest trim package you can get in the W900. So I'm assuming it's similar to like the Limited of like the Ford world, because that's really all that I can relate to, because I don't know trim packages on other truck manufacturers and stuff. So the reason why I haven't been uploading is because we ended up leaving the dump trucking job. I know I only uploaded like 2 videos while I was there. This was going on in the background for the last 5 months or so. I was doing everything behind closed doors, and then when it was time, I finally had the truck. I was researching places to go, have work available, and then I gave my boss a month's notice. It was a little abrupt for him. He kind of really didn't know what to say, but he ended up telling me, he was like, listen, you know, I can't be mad at somebody for bettering themselves, and it's a super great opportunity for you. I wish you nothing but the best. And then he told me that, God forbid anything happens, he hopes that I'm successful and I don't fail or anything, but I always have a job there. And then if I have some downtime, he said, give him a call and he can always throw me in a truck, and just to keep me busy. And then I was also talking to him about eventually when I get a dump trailer that I would like to haul for him. He was totally cool with me doing that for them. So we are leased on to another company. We do transport. I'll show you the trailer in a second. We're back to the basics in the wintertime. We're going to be doing a lot of distillates and heating oil to bulk plant facilities. But in the hot summer months, we are doing liquid asphalt, which was a change of scenery for me. Whole different ball game. Honestly, it's not difficult at all, and it pays pretty dang good, if I do say so myself. So looking at the truck, and this is our asphalt tanker. Very similar to fuel. The only difference is it's a rear discharge. So this is where all of our magic happens. And I'll upload some videos about the process as the time progresses. So now we'll show you what's under the hood. So not only is it a 2007 W900, but it comes with a C15 kitty cat. It's the twin turbo Acert. I was looking at a couple trucks. I really wanted the 6NZ. The numbers just couldn't work for me. So pre-emission, no def, all that fun stuff. But yeah, so that's why I haven't been posting for a while. Mainly because I'm getting used to the truck. Because I've driven long wheelbase and long hood trucks before in the past. It's obviously just a new truck to me, so I'm learning how this truck operates. Especially I'm learning how to get the process of unloading and loading the asphalt trailer. It's just been me trying to learn the basics and everything like that and get comfortable with it before I start uploading and recording my endeavors. So we got some work to do. I'm gonna fix that air leveler, and then I'm probably gonna grease the truck, and then going back home because it is a Saturday. We don't have work today. And I'll talk a little bit more about process and stuff once I'm done here. So a little info about the truck. Like I said, it's a 2007 W900L. Got a C15 cat motor. I was looking a long time. A lot of people are probably going to think I'm nuts for getting a cat motor because cats are very expensive to maintain. I personally have just a love for them. You know, growing up, my dad was building houses and had a larger scale construction company before he downsized. Every piece of equipment he had was cat. You know, with regards to Kenworth, I love Pete's. Don't get me wrong. Never even really driven one. I drove two while I was test driving some. I just have a love for the cat motors. And I drove two T800s, the one for the fuel company and the one for when I was pulling the dump trailer. And neither of those trucks were very properly maintained at all. I'm talking, you know, little to no oil changes. Service intervals were ridiculous mileages in between. You know, not saying anything about the companies really, but like the trucks were just not taken care of the way that they should be. And I never once had a problem with my trucks. You know, I was pulling 100,000 pounds every single day, 5 days a week, you know, 12 hours a day. These trucks were running and pulling hard, and I never had a problem, and they weren't maintained really at all. So as far as reliability goes, I'm confident with, obviously things happen in trucking. You know, problems happen, things break. It's just a matter of when, not if. However, I'm very meticulous when it comes to maintaining my expensive toys. My pickup truck, I mean, I'm changing the fuel filters every time I change the oil. I have strict parameters on when I change the oil and take care of other things. So as far as maintenance goes on this, it's going to be in and out thorough. Maintaining this and prolonging its life, I think that I'll have very good luck. The Lord has been so good to me, blessed me and my wife and our lives over the past couple years. You know, being able to buy a house and then buy this truck and taking the risk to go on my own. It's just been amazing, the things that he can do in your life, and I just can't stress enough how important that is to me. This has just been one big answered prayer, one prayer after another. You know, praying to buy a house. 25 when I bought my house, 26 when I bought my first truck. I find myself comparing myself to 40-year-old guys who have all of these nice things. You know, they work their asses off for them, and I'm sitting here wondering how the heck I can make that happen. But I've got plenty of time to do that, and that should be an encouragement to all of you as well. I mean, whether you're young or old, like the fuel company that I worked for, they started that when the younger brother was, I think, 33. You know, it's never too late to do anything and start a new endeavor. So, you know, I'm blessed to be able to buy this truck at 26 years old. You know, even if it took me until I was 30, it's still, I'd be able to go out on my own. My whole thing was I was just grinding and grinding and grinding because I wanted to get this truck, get up and running and go on my own before my wife and I decided that we were going to have kids. Because it might sound strange the way I'm going to say this, but I'm more comfortable taking the risk when it's just the two of us, because God forbid it fails and I, go belly up and everything goes to crap and stuff hits the fan. It's just my wife and I don't have to worry about, feeding children and slaving away. Now, granted, I know I have a CDL and I could go get a job anywhere at any time. That's not just me saying that because I think I'm the best driver around. It's just a fact of the market and the environment right now. Everyone's hiring drivers. So if this was to fail, which God forbid it doesn't, I would be okay regardless. So that was the main reason for me to push and grind. But this is just to show you, this is 4 years in the making. I took my time with it, and I'll go a little bit more in depth, like I said, once I'm done here. But just trust in the Lord, man, and keep praying. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not, he could just snap his fingers and give you whatever you wanted, but then you don't appreciate it. And, this is something that I've worked my butt off for and been praying about it, and it finally came true. And so now the owner-operator files now starts. So we had a brief intermission between the rookie driver files. We did some dump trucking for a couple videos, and now we're going to be doing the owner-operator files. And now the next goal is to get a second truck and throw another driver in it and just start growing our fleet. So we're a little bit checking one box off at a time. I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit and talk a little bit more about it soon. And we got our manual back. It's a good old Eaton 18 speed, so I'll be able to shift again while we're ripping down the road. And once we get some exhaust thrown on here, don't mind my dirty windshield, I cleaned it yesterday and then it rained. Then once we get on the road and get some nice straight pipes going, we'll be able to hear the Jake screaming even more. So like I was saying, it's got a 240-inch wheelbase. This is where I blew out the fender right here because the leveler dropped. This is after I fixed everything, so we got that guy right there taken care of. No more zip ties. And I just greased the fifth wheel as well. So we should be all set there. We'll go walk around the truck a little bit more. So one of the selling features was I liked having this box on the back. For you flatbedders and stuff, this is kind of normal. So this is normally where you would hang all your chains and binders and stuff. This is just where I got for storage. This is where I keep my chuck blocks, my rags, and brake clean, because I don't have any of the EC3, which is similar to Pave Pro. And then we got a bunch of extra stuff over here. Eventually we're gonna pimp it out. We'll grab a new bumper. We're gonna get rid of the rookie sticks. It's already got the breather lights, which I like. I'd like to eventually add more running lights down here. So it's got a split tank here, and I'm gonna block the company best I can because, just privacy reasons. So it's a split tank, got diesel here, hydraulic fluid here, going down back with all the filters and all that good. We got the twin line here, the other side as well. Frame is in really good shape as far as being a northern truck for its entire life. Been running pretty hard the last 2 weeks or so, so she's a little dirty. Haven't had time to wash it really good yet. 24.5s. And then got the asphalt trailer. Stock pipes for now, and eventually it's gonna get repainted, but in the meantime I'm really in love with this color, and I've actually gotten a couple compliments about it. And I guess I can start it up to let y'all hear, but it doesn't really sound like much just because it's still got the stock exhaust on it. It's got power mirrors though, so that's dope. It's got power mirrors, heated mirrors, passenger door locks. The driver door does not for some reason. Not really a huge issue. I just kind of leave the keys in it anyway because it's pretty easy to see if someone stole it, and then that's what insurance is for, I guess. Plus, I keep all my invaluables in the truck. I don't keep anything valuable in here. Like all my tools, my grease gun, and all that good stuff, I take with me. So you can lock that toolbox, but I mean, if somebody really wanted to get in, they could. All right, let's let her rip. So I ended up paying a little bit more than I wanted to for this truck, but it's got 180,000 miles on a platinum rebuild by Cat. So that was a big selling point for me. A lot of the trucks that I was looking at either had no paperwork, or it was going to be due for an in-frame within the next year or two down the line. When I have money, again, maybe I'll buy one of those if I have the funds available to like rebuild it, to save a couple bucks, and then I know that it's a fresh in-frame. As far as this thing goes, man, it pulls absolutely phenomenal. It runs great. Haven't had any problems. I know yet. There's stuff that can come. I mean, I've been praying to keep all of the big stuff from happening until I have a little bit more money replenished back into my accounts. Yeah. I'm going to go into detail in another video of how much it actually cost me to become an owner-operator. That way you guys can kind of, if this is something that you're looking forward to doing or you want to do, it'll kind of give you a ballpark estimate of like what you can expect as far as the type of money you need on hand. I'm a lease-on owner-operator, so obviously I don't have my own authority. I'll break all that down in a separate video. So let me know down below if that's something you guys want sooner than later, because I can get right on it. I'll give you the brief rundown. I was originally going to apply for my own authority, which I actually ended up doing. I was calling around some places before I bought a truck and was asking if there was opportunities if I did have a truck for owner ops. Some said yes, some said no. I'll go more into detail about that when I do the cost breakdown and stuff. So I had originally applied for my own authority. I was going to haul chips for this guy, and I was going to pull his walking floor trailer. Never pulled a walking floor trailer before. There was going to be zero training. It was just going to be hook up and go, figure it out, which that's fine. I can figure it out, bringing it to biomass facilities, logging and chipping places, picking up, going, mulch, bark, all that good stuff. Called him for about 2 months. Every 2 weeks or so was just like, hey, I'm actually serious, Then I finally bought the truck. Radio silence. 7 days straight, called him, texted him, nothing. And it just so happens how God works, man. So back in February, I had talked to this company here and reached out, and I was like, hey, I'm looking for owner-operator work, and they didn't have anything at the time. So now I have my truck, insurance, all this stuff. Now I have overhead. I had already put my notice in at work, and the guy's not responding. So now I'm starting to sweat a little bit. Beforehand, I was like, not a care in the world. Just had a good amount of faith in the Lord, and, it just felt like it was time. So I kind of was just following his lead. 7 days goes by. I'm trying to call this guy, nothing. Email, text, callbacks, nothing. So now I'm starting to freak out a little bit and starting to think of what the heck am I going to do, because I applied for my authority already, and I don't have any work. I don't have a trailer. Like, what the heck am I going to do? That next morning, it was a Tuesday or a Wednesday, 7:55 in the morning. I was driving the dump truck, and my phone dings, and I got an email from the safety guy of this company. And he was like, hey, Kyle, just reaching out. We have a good amount of owner-op work that we're looking to fill. Is that something that you would still be interested in? And right then and there, dude, I just started smiling. I almost started crying, because I could just feel the Lord's presence and, just the love, man. And it was one of those things where, it's kind of like, you can't do this without me, dude. And so I started panicking because I'm freaking out. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I'm like, Lord, I just spent all this money. I put this faith, and not in like a cursing way, But I was just like, Lord, like, I felt like it was time. It felt like you were pushing me to do it, all of this stuff. And then, boom, I get an email the next morning after the 7th day of trying to call this guy. And I was like, yep, love to meet you. When can you meet? And it was like 2 days later, I ended up meeting with him. And we just started filing paperwork and stuff. And here I am. So, just when you think that, even though you're following the Lord's will, man, I mean, there's still some times where he'll throw a curveball in there just to keep you on your toes and really make you trust him, because, it's humbling, because the second you start doing good, you're like, oh man, I got this in the bag. That's when the stuff's going to happen. That's when he'll humble you, because, all of a sudden, if I just started, going like, oh yeah, I did this all myself, blah, 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 like I'm making money hand over fist, boom, my motor would probably blow up. And then I'm going to start freaking out and panicking. And then I'm going to be like, Lord, what the heck is going on? Like, I need you, I need you, I need you. And then he's like, stop leaving. Stop thinking you can do this on your own. So, trust in the Lord, and all will be well for the most part. Obviously, there's trials and tribulations along the way. That's a part of the process. But I have no stress. Something happens, we'll figure it out. I quit my job. Put a month in. June 20th was my last day. June 21st, I flew out for a vacation with my family for 10 days to South Carolina. And then it was just scramble time after that. Getting everything situated with the truck, getting it ready to go. So, yesterday, which would be 25 days, plus or minus, almost a month. We'll call it a month. I just took my first paycheck for $600. Because I only worked 2 days last week because I was still training and stuff. I've gone a month without a paycheck. My wife, she went a month without a paycheck, just the way that some governmental agency works in the medical field. Don't even ask me to explain, because I have no idea. So we've both had no paycheck for the last month. Granted, we have money set aside. We were okay, but then as this time dwindled, we were spending money. I spent thousands upon thousands of dollars. Money was leaving left and right. The mortgage, my truck, that truck, auto insurance for our cars and stuff. Up until about last week, I was starting to sweat a little bit because my personal funds and my business funds were both running pretty light. But now we're up and running, we're working, and I did almost 60 hours last week, and it's just God's so good, man. So don't ever stop praying, don't ever get comfortable. When the good times come, keep praying, because then bigger things can happen. Obviously there's trials and tribulations, like I said, throughout the duration of your walk. But if you get too puffed up, man, he will bring you back down so quick. And I'm trying very, very hard to maintain that mentality as I go along through this. Not in the sense where if I'm like, oh, well, if I keep praying and I do all this stuff and I walk with him and I don't stray, he will nothing bad will ever happen to me. That just is the biggest lie ever. I wish it was that way. I have my faith and I have no worries, because even if this goes all belly up and this isn't what this is just supposed to be a learning experience for me, and it goes belly up and I have to go back to being a company guy, so be it, and I'll just be like, okay, Lord, where am I going now? So just keep praying. So with that, I'm gonna leave you guys. I will go in depth more in another video about what it costs for me to get up and running, everything like that. So whatever footage I have after this, enjoy. If there's little to no footage and I don't put anything after this clip, then I will catch you guys in the next video. Pretty much it. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We're almost at 400 subscribers. Might sound minuscule for some other channels, but I haven't been posting as much as I really want to. Now, being an owner op and everything, like, we have one of the check boxes. And there's a lot of stuff, new content that I can film. Teach you guys about asphalt tankers, because it's pretty interesting, and just show you guys how it works at an asphalt plant. And then in the wintertime, we're going back to fuel, and sometimes jet fuel. So that'll be fun. And I've talked to them potentially propane. So we got a whole bunch of opportunities here. I'm excited. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next video.